Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday morning. And our reading this morning is from Matthew chapter 26 and beginning at verse 69. This is the story of Peter and disowning Jesus and Judas betraying Jesus. Now, Peter was sitting out in the courtyard, and a servant girl came to him. "You also were with Jesus of Galilee," she said. But he denied it before them all. "I don't know what you're talking about," he said. Then he went out to the gateway, where another girl saw him and said to the people there, "This fellow was with Jesus of Nazareth." He denied it again with an oath, "I don't know the man." After a little while, those standing there went up to Peter and said, "Surely you're one of them, for your accent gives you away." Then he began to call down curses on himself, and he swore to them, "I don't know the man." Immediately a cock crowed. Then Peter remembered the word Jesus had spoken, "Before the cock crows, you will disown me 3 times." And he went outside and wept bitterly. Early in the morning, all the chief priests and the elders of the people came to the decision to put Jesus to death. They bound him, led him away, and handed him over to Pilate, the governor. When Judas, who had betrayed him, saw that Jesus was condemned, he was seized with remorse, and he returned the 30 silver coins to the chief priests and the elders. "I have sinned," he said, "for I have betrayed innocent blood." "What's that to us?" they replied. "That's your responsibility." So Judas threw the money into the temple and left. Then he went away and hanged himself. The chief priest picked up the coins and said, "It's against the law to put this into the treasury, since it is blood money." So they decided to use the money to buy the potter's field as a burial place for foreigners. That's why it has been called the Field of Blood to this day. Then what was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet was fulfilled. They took the 30 silver coins, the price set on him by the people of Israel, and they used them to buy the potter's field, as the Lord commanded me. Well, both very sad and very difficult readings this morning, and of course readings with lots of questions, particularly about Judas. And please do not ask me those questions, because I'm really not sure I know the answer. All I know is that both Peter and Judas, they both didn't understand Jesus, and both of them wanted Jesus to be a success on their terms. And I think both of them were wanting Jesus to be some kind of military, powerful leader who's going to lead them and get rid of the Romans and be the powerful messianic king that they were expecting. And they had different ways of showing it, but clearly that's what they thought was success. And Jesus had to tell them, no, that's not what success is about. Peter said, "Jesus, I will die for you, for your cause." And Jesus, in effect, said to him, "Peter, you don't have to die for me, but I have to die for you so that you can be a success." So I think that the only thing that I want to take away this morning is this, that Jesus can use failures, but he can't use quitters. And Peter was a failure in every sense of the word. And so was Judas. And Judas realized that he was a failure. But the difference was that Judas quitted. And but God can use failures. And of course, Jesus used Peter in the most amazing way. He was going to be the leader of the church. He was going to be preaching the very first sermon and see thousands of people coming to Christ. And all I can really glean and really take from this passage is that God isn't finished with us if we're failures. He can still use us. In fact, actually, when we fail, it's not the end, but in God's economy, it's actually the beginning of when he can really use us. So, my friends, if you feel that you're failing, if you feel that you've been a failure, then take courage from Peter. It was not the end for him. He didn't quit. He just hung in there, and God used him again. So let me finish with this great prayer of St. Patrick, and let's pray this together. Christ be with me, Christ within me, Christ behind me, Christ before me, Christ beside me, Christ to win me, Christ to comfort and restore me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ in quiet, Christ in danger, Christ in hearts of all that love me, Christ in mouth of friend and stranger. God bless you, and see you tomorrow.